Okay, so most of the time we hear stories about how the epidural has affected women after giving birth. Years later, they're still experiencing back pain and whatever other health conditions they're going through. But we don't hear much about how the epidural actually affects the baby. Since the epidural contains opioids and other drugs, it literally causes drowsiness and weakened reflexes. Now, this can actually be harmful for the baby if you plan on breastfeeding because it makes it harder for the baby to latch on and it negatively impacts their sucking reflexes. The epidural also reduces oxytocin production, which is the love hormone. And oxytocin is what drives contractions and the laboring process. This leads to weaker contractions or contractions slowing down significantly. It leads to an increased risk of having to use Pitocin, and Pitocin is nothing but synthetic oxytocin that your body already produces on its own in order to strengthen the labor process. And since the epidural tends to lower the mother's blood pressure, it affects the baby because it decreases or significantly reduces the blood flow that's going to the baby. And this causes oxygen deprivation, which will put your baby in distress, right? Oxygen deprivation will lead to a drop in the baby's heart rate, or it will cause irregular heart rate. It can make the baby more sleepy or more drowsy, and that makes them less responsive to skin-to-skin contact. And skin-to-skin contact not only helps with breastfeeding, but it helps the baby's nervous system. It helps to regulate their body temperature. It helps to stabilize their breathing and their heart rate. It helps to boost breastfeeding success. It helps to strengthen their immune system. It helps them with their sleep cycles and sleep patterns. It helps to reduce the stress and crying. It helps with postpartum healing and postpartum anxiety in mothers. It also helps with brain development and it increases the milk production in mothers. So this is why it is important to have that skin-to-skin contact immediately after the baby is born, because this actually affects their health for the long term. So yes, the epidural can give you some temporary pain relief, right? Temporarily. But please consider the potential negative effects that it will cause you and your baby in the long run. So make sure that you read my caption below, and I will see y'all on the next video.